desperation. One good kid can change the world. Where are my good kids? One small smile can mend a heart. One kind word can feed the soul. One belief can tear down walls. Little prayer can make you whole. Little faith feeds innovation. A well-placed grain can grow a pearl. Little bit of hope kills desperation. One good kid can change the world. Give yourselves a round of applause. I want everybody to repeat after me. I am extraordinary. I will do great things. I can change the world. Oh, that sounds so good. I want to share with you a word right now. It's a very important word to me. And it's a word that many of you, if not all of you, have heard before. I'm going to spell it. E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R. Entrepreneur. That's right, entrepreneur. Now, most of us know an entrepreneur as someone who starts their own business. I'm going to give you a more basic definition, and that's someone who takes a risk. You see, the true key to innovation is not creativity. It's not science. It's not math. It's rather our willingness to take a risk. To risk doing what others say can't be done. To risk doing what others say has been done before, and to risk doing what others are unwilling to do. Once you establish your willingness to take a risk, then your creativity and your science and your math and all those wonderful things you're learning in school will come together and create true innovation. You see, I believe that you are destined to do great things. And I believe that one day your kids and your grandkids are going to say that they, because of you, are standing on the shoulders of giants. His weathered hands revealed the years of working. Blood, sweat, and tears soaked up by the land. Life to him was without complication. He'd say honest work's what makes a man a man. Years ago his daddy pushed the plow before him. With a vision, 40 acres and a prayer, he carved a life from raw determination. It was a way of life we all would come to share. Now I'm standing on sacred ground where my daddy stood before. Joined to a long, long line, who I am because of who they were. I'll uphold my tradition and protect my family name, bound by pride to their legacy. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. Now the rest is up to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. Now the rest is up to me. Thank you. You know, for me, one of the best parts about being a Nashville songwriter was Mondays. You see, if it was on Monday that I would go down to a farm in Franklin, Tennessee, and I would volunteer to work with the handicapped children with cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, spinal cord injuries. And we did a type of therapy there called hippotherapy, where we'd put children on horseback, and the walking motion of the horse would help aid the children in their rehabilitation. Now, I like horses. Notice I didn't say I love horses. Big difference between somebody who likes horses and someone who loves horses. Someone who loves horses will go horseback riding any and every available opportunity. Someone who likes horses will go horseback riding every now and then. One day the children had left, and so we were going to go for a horseback ride, the volunteers. And so I walked into the barn and I was going to saddle up the horse that I rode whenever we would go for a horseback ride. Her name was Sally. Sally was a big horse. Sally was a slow horse. That's why Sally was my horse. I walked into the barn and I stroked Sally's neck when all of a sudden I hear something on the far side of the barn in a stall. And I look over and there's a new horse there. I discovered his name was Coda. Now, Coda was a fiery little half-Arabian horse that had been boarded there that week, and it was actually suggested that we not ride Coda because he was a little spirited, maybe a little bit much for novice horseback riders like myself. So I'm over there talking to Sally, getting ready to saddle her up, when I look over and I make eye contact with Coda. And Coda, that horse, looks at me as if to say, "You want a piece? Bring it on." I said, "All right." I walked over there and I took Coda and I led him out into the barn. I saddled him up and then I got on top. And I'm sitting on top and he's kind of bouncing around a little bit. And I jerk the rein and I get him back in line, show him who was boss. And then 6 of us take off down the trail. And let me tell you something about Tennessee in the fall. There is no better place in the world to be than in the woods in Tennessee in the fall, especially on the back of a horse. We're walking down the trail and all of a sudden we came across a straightaway. One of the ladies turns to us and she said, "Let's run them." 5 people took off in a cloud of dust, leaving me and Coda sitting behind. I could feel Coda tensing up underneath me. He wanted to run. He was born to run. So I did what I'd seen cowboys do in those old Western movies. I kicked him right in between the ribs. Coda went, which apparently in horse talk means, "Oh no, you didn't," because all of a sudden this horse was back on 2 legs. He was jumping. He was crow hopping. This horse was going crazy. He's turning circles, jumping 4 feet in the air, and I'm holding on with everything I've got. I was scared to death. I knew that I had to get off. And so I was getting ready to let go when all of a sudden something horrible happened. The saddle began to slide to the right. Now, if there was one place that I wanted to be less than on top of an enraged bucking bronco, it was underneath an enraged bucking bronco. I was getting ready to let go when all of a sudden Coda twisted to the right. I jerked to the left and I found myself back on top. Everything just a nanosecond before inside of me was screaming, "Get off, get off, get off." Now everything inside of me is saying, "Ride, cowboy, ride." I can't tell you the exact moment that my butt left the saddle. One minute I'm on top, the next minute all I see is blue sky and black boots. I'm flying through the air. I hit the ground like a 215-pound sack of grits. All the air leaves my body. I'm laying there on the ground in the blood, I'm in the mud and the leaves and the sticks. I look up the trail and I see Coda, now calmly munching grass. At that moment I recalled the words of my grandfather. My grandfather was a tough man. My grandfather was a strong man. My grandfather was a Texan. He used to always tell me, "Son, if you get thrown from your horse, you get right back on." Yeah, that old man was crazy. Wasn't any way in the world I was getting back on that horse. I came up with a new philosophy on that day. That philosophy is this: sometimes when you get thrown from your horse, find a new horse. I don't know what challenges you're facing, but I believe that you are destined to do great things. And I want you to hear me. Great people throughout history, every one of them has faced challenges. Every one of them has faced and overcome obstacles. You're facing challenges at school, I get that. You're facing challenges at home, perhaps. I get it. But my advice to you and my request for you is this: sometimes it's best to find new solutions to solving problems. Sometimes it's best to find new routes to get to your destination. And sometimes it's best to find a new horse. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things. There's a little boy on third base, but his mind's not in the game. His daddy's face ain't in the stands. He had to work late. A neighbor heard about him So we came to root him on. The old man cheered the loudest when the boy hit his first home run. Heroes don't aim to change the world or lead the crowd. Standing up don't mean standing out. They help those around them, try to fill the need. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things. Now y'all listen to this verse. There's a woman sitting by herself in the nursing home, wondering how the life she led left her all alone. A teenage girl visits every week on Saturdays. As they talk about the little things, loneliness melts away. Heroes don't aim to change the world or lead the crowd. Standing up don't mean standing out. They help those around them, try to fill the need. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things. Be extraordinary.